Hello, darlings. Hello, YouTube. I hope everybody had a good and successful day. It is hump day. Yes, tomorrow or today it's after midnight. It is Thursday, and I'm up. I'm gonna go to sleep in a little bit, but I was like, let me just do a video, since I'm up. And so I was like, let me put a little makeup on my face. Let me look more presentable for my viewers, for my subscribers. I know I always look like I'm going to bed. Most of the time I'll have my bonnet on, my hair wrap, but I will promise you, first of all, this is my cell phone, Android, and I promise you all, I will get a camera because I'm seeing how other subscribers who they have less subscribers than me, but their quality is really clear, and that's what I want for my viewers. I don't want people to be like, oh, I noticed my quality is not that great, but I will get a camera. I'm gonna get a camera. I'm gonna invest in that. The first thing I got was this Shein light, so the light does help. But yes, I will get my camera and you will see a clear picture. And my son said he knows how to do all the extra things. So yes, your girl will be in a better space, better quality channel for next year. Okay? I probably won't even wait till next year. Probably, yeah, when I get to Target or wherever to get that camera, or Best Buy. But tonight, I wanted to talk about Kenneka Jenkins. Yes, she passed away 6 years ago, but I wanted to talk about our black women that are dying. It's a lot of us. It's black and white women, but I just wanted to talk about black girls and women that are missing. Okay, so Samuel Little was a serial killer. I actually wrote about him in my poetry class when I was in Mercy College. We had a poetry class, and because in Mercy, once you're done with your 2 English classes, you could choose either creative writing or poetry. I of course picked poetry because I'm a poet. I have a book out, this. So yes, and I wanted to mention, your girl is publishing a new book next year. I've been very lazy. It should have been done already over summer. There's no excuse that's not already written. But your girl, it's been too long. It's been 2015 and we're approaching 24. So you guys are gonna get the second book. It's been so long. I've been getting so many emails from different publishing companies that want to work with me. Barnes and Nobles emailed me and said I'm on the shelf. Like, 24 is gonna be the year of more accomplishments. I don't feel like I accomplished anything this year, aside from paying my credit card bills. But I didn't go anywhere this year. I usually travel every year, but I graduated in 22, but 23 I just have nothing to show for it. And so 24, I need to get my permit again because it expired. I need to get my license. I've been working on trying to get a career. The job I have now is cool, but I don't think I want to stay forever. I'm looking into other ventures. I even looked into working for the FBI. Your girl might be an FBI agent. I don't know. But definitely 24 is the year of new beginnings for me. Definitely gonna work on that. But yes, Kenneka Jenkins was a 19-year-old African American girl who was born and raised in Chicago, and she actually got a job. And from a video I heard the other day, she was in nursing school. So this girl was going places. So she wanted to celebrate by going to the movie. She didn't even want to go to this party, but the friend encouraged her, like, oh, a girl by the name of Irene. They like, oh, Irene's having a hotel party. She's turning 21. And Kanika actually said no at first. She was like, no, I just want to keep it simple. She wants to go to the movies. So, they go to the party and they have video footage of them using drugs, preferably marijuana. They're getting high and they're drinking. So at some point, Kanika says she wants to leave, but of course they're like they didn't want to leave, so she ends up leaving on her own. The atmosphere for any girl, even my age, and I'm a grown woman, I have I'm up there, it was just not a comfortable environment for a girl who doesn't smoke and drink. I drink, but you will never see me drinking Hennessy or anything dark. Okay, if anything, I'll drink my wine or something like that, right? So, yes. And on that note, I think I'm gonna get something to drink. Hold on. I got me a little something to quench the thirst. Little margarita. Had it in my closet for a while. So yes, Kanika, she's in this room, and there's plenty of footage. If y'all never heard of Kanika Jenkins, there's plenty of footage on YouTube about it. And so basically so she goes to this party and she's uncomfortable, just like any girl who doesn't like. This is what I drink: margaritas, wine, whatever. They're drinking Hennessy. There's thugs in the room, and you could see that they're thugs. She was not impressed, so she said, I'm gonna leave. I wanna go. The friend is not listening, and so she decides to leave on her own. What they don't know is why she was seen wandering around a hotel by herself. Like, that's like nobody knows why. So she's seen wandering around the hotel. Some people say that's not even her, because Kanika Jenkins in real life, when you see her pictures, she's slim, like kind of how I was at 19. I'm still slim, but she's a slim, tall girl, and the person in the video looks very thick. But the camera does put weight on you. It really does, because even some of my Facebook pictures, I look thicker than what I really am. So it's probably maybe the camera. But the mysteriousness of her death is that her body was found in a freezer. Now, anybody who you've worked in a restaurant, I worked at Olive Garden for a solid 3 days. They did not hire me because your girl did not pass the beverage test. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like that job was beneath me, and I didn't study for it because I didn't think it was that serious. So when they gave us the test, I'm like, I'm not studying for that, like, whatever. And also, you needed a 95 to pass. So even if I studied, I probably would have still failed, because how you gonna say you need a 95 to pass? So whatever. Anyway, in those 3 days that I was at Olive Garden, I remember distinctly that the freezer, a person my size or Kanika's size, you need strength, like both your hands, to open that. And the mother said it too. The mother worked in the kitchen. So she said, you need both your hands. You have to be sober to open that freezer. There's no such thing as she just walked in the freezer. It's not a closet. Like you just walk in a closet. For people who have big closets, some people who live in big houses, you could just walk in their closet. This is not the situation. Like you just walk in a hotel room. This is a freezer. Obviously, somebody had to put her in there. Common sense. She was murdered. But people want to say, oh, whatever. Common sense, she was murdered. And what bothers me about this death is nobody knew anything. Her so-called friends, they called the mother and was like, oh, we don't know where she at. Any mother would be like, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't know where my child at? And then like, it was just really sad. Then they find out that somebody who works in a hotel, they feel like she was behind, because when they gave the mother the video footage, or the police, they took their time, they dragged their feet. So that's evident that they were trying to hide something. And then when you look at the video footage from the hotel, you could tell it was edited. Why y'all editing stuff if y'all innocent? And why y'all took so long to produce the footage? You know, it's just everything about the situation is sketchy. If you don't have nothing going on, why y'all? And then the police department, they didn't really do much. Like, common sense, you supposed to question everybody that was there that night. They did not. Also, it was kind of obvious that she was raped, because when they found her body, her panties was outside of her body. They talking about some, oh, before you hyperventilate or before you freeze to death, you get real hot. So that's why her underwear was outside her body. Like, anybody with common sense, when you see those pictures, she was raped. Like, there's no way, because it's like she had bruises on her body, and it's just a sad, you know, she had like a busted lip. Like, somebody really messed her up before they killed her. And if she would have died in the freezer, let's say if she frostbit, right, you would have seen like flakes of ice on her face, and there was not. So whatever they did to her, they put her in there for a few minutes. I doubt if she was there overnight, because the video shows that she was just roaming the hallways and she was stumbling. So somebody put something in her drink, they raped and killed her. That's kind of obvious. But no one's been arrested, no one's come forward. And people that was following the story, I'll never forget it. One particular girl, they took her Facebook down. Facebook told her straight up, stop talking about the story, stop following the story. And then another guy, he was killed a year after. He got a phone call, he got a warning. He got a warning saying stop following the story. Like, straight up, stop following the story. And it was suspicious, but he unfortunately passed away. And so, you know, they had the stories up on YouTube, and it's one of those stories that you never forget, because that could have happened to anybody. Now, me in particular, when I was 19, and even now I'm 34, I've never been attracted to any hotel party. And I remember when it happened, all the celebrities, they got into it. Tammy Roman was like, was this a fucking party? Like, who the hell has parties in a hotel? And so most of my friends are older than me or my age. I have one particular friend, she's younger than me, and she's 29. We're 5 years apart. She told me that people have hotel parties because people who live at home, they want to be able to do what they want to do. You can't smoke weed and drink and stuff in your parents' house. Now, some people, and when she said that, I was like, no, some parents do allow it in the basement, you know. She was like, yeah, that's true, but you do have strict parents. I said, yeah, that's true. That's why, like, even I live in the projects, that's why you have people who, they'll smoke weed in the hallway, because grandma, whoever they live, say don't smoke that in my house. So yeah. But for me personally, I remember it's a friend that's older than me, she wanted to do a hotel party, and I'm like, no, like, I just don't see the point of that. Like, you in a hotel room and you could be in your place. I can understand if you don't want a bunch of people in your house, don't invite them. Like, you know. And I told my friend that, I said, just invite, you know, 2 or 3 people and do something like waiting to exhale, you know. I used to do that. I used to have girls' night, and not for my birthday, But just get your girls together, talk, chat, sip, you know. And just talk about life. You ain't got to go to a hotel for that. So hotels for me is for you with your bae or vacation. Why would you just go to a hotel I just don't understand. Whatever. I got my own place when I was 22, so even at 19 I didn't desire that. Like, I didn't. And then it's a lot of teenagers that do hotel parties. Another story was Kalisha Williams. She it was a fake invite. Her story is even more sad. So she got a fake invitation to a party, and when she got there, she actually called her mother and was like, "Ma, ain't nobody here." So the mother was like, "Oh, maybe you're just too early, wait around." Now, for me personally, I know how, for me, I don't have anxiety, but I don't like being the first person there, so I can imagine how that girl felt. Like, no, too bad she didn't call her mother back and be like, "Yo, Ma, come pick me up. I don't feel right." That's why she called her, because she probably had a gut-wrenching feeling. For me, I'm 34. If I'm at a party, or if she was in a hotel room, if I'm somewhere and ain't nobody there, I wouldn't even go into the room. Even with even when I was 16, I'm not going in. I'm gonna wait in the lobby until people start coming. Like, I just wouldn't feel comfortable in a hotel room by myself. That's just me. So she's in a hotel room by herself, and she's doing a TikTok, and you see two gentlemen come in the room and they pick her up. Unfortunately, the way she was killed was they shot her in the vagina, and they carried her body to the lobby. And it's sad because the parents knew the girl, that it was supposed to be for one of her friends' party. They hung out all the time, so it's not like the parents didn't know this person. And then the mother, she's the one that booked the room. So you basically set up this child's murder. It just didn't make any sense. And I don't know if there was justice, but that was really sad. But that was supposed to be a hotel party. This particular girl, they have pictures of her at previous hotel parties with the girl in question, and stuff like that. So the parents were confused, like, okay, y'all hung out before, y'all invite our daughter out to do this to her. It just didn't make any sense. And then with Kenneka Jenkins, she ends up in the freezer. Like, that was, it's sad. And Kenneka Jenkins, there's no suspects, there's no anything, and it's kind of obvious she was murdered. That's common sense, But I said all that to say this, not to just bring awareness to our young black women dying, to my parents. And I'm always talking to my parents. I'm a parent too. Don't be afraid to look through your child's phone. I don't care if they're 16. I don't care if they're 18. And to be honest with you, I don't care if they're 19 or 20. One thing about teenagers, and we all were teenagers before, they may look grown, but they still need you. They still need that guidance. They still need that maturity to regulate to them, to say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't go to that party. They still need that from you. And a lot of parents feel like, oh, they grown, they can make their own decisions. No, they can't. I remember being 18 and having guys make me do things that I didn't want to do. And I wish I would have had that guidance, that conversation with my mom. Because my mom, she's very religious, and she had a different lifestyle than me, right? So I couldn't talk to her about anything. But I urged my parents, and I'm a parent. My son is 14. My son, he already came to me like, "Ma, da 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 da," and I said, son, if you want to have sex with a girl, you come and let me know. I want to meet her. Let's talk. I would never, talk down to my child, make him feel like a freak or alien because he wants to have sex. It's a part of life, but not just that. When it comes to these parties and smoking, you have to be, I'm not going to say be the child friend, but you have to be that parent where the child can come to you and talk. Don't be that parent that's so judgmental that they can't come to you and tell you certain things. Now, I'm just making a guess and I could be wrong. With Kalisha Williams, I feel like there were things going on in that friendship that mother didn't know. And she was busy with life and that child never got a chance to tell her. Because there's no way that you could tell me that two teenagers that's hanging out all the time, all of a sudden she set up to get murdered and you as a mother didn't discern anything, you didn't see anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? God blessed us something called mama's intuition, women's intuition. I remember telling my mother things about certain friends and she didn't even meet them. She'd be like, Crystal, that ain't your friend. And she was right. So, you got to use your instincts as a mom. I just don't understand, as a mother, you didn't see no red flags. You didn't see nothing about that girl that just was like, okay, this ain't my daughter friend. The murder is very far-fetched. I understand that. But once your daughter called you and was like, Ma, I'm the only one here. She admitted that she was busy and she wasn't able to come pick her up. But nah, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I don't care how busy I am. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm in labor. I'm going to send somebody to go get my child. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to stop what I'm doing, or if I can't get to my child, I'm going to get somebody else. I'm going to get their father. Yo, our daughter is worried, saying that she the only one at the spot. Go get her. She worried. I hear it in her voice. Just little things you got to pay attention to. And it was just so sad because I know the mother probably feel guilty because if she would have went and got her, she would have been alive. Pretty much. She would have been alive. Straight up. Yeah, she would have been alive. Straight up. Kenneka Jenkins, there was no way that the mother could prevent that. That was so far-fetched. She goes to a hotel party. But the only thing is, she didn't want to go. She wanted to go to the movies. That was her original. Because they said Kenneka wasn't really a party girl. She was focused. She was in school, about to start school for nursing. And she just got a new job. So the way to celebrate, she wanted to go to the movies. Very simple. Very laid back, simple girl. And they questioned Irene, and Irene was just at the party. We all agreed she was high. And then they did an interview with her with the guy who passed away, and she just was out of it. She didn't seem like she was in tune with anything that was going on. I don't know if it was her fault, but Irene had bad company. And those thugs and them boys was her friends. And it was just sad. And the fact that nobody is in custody, nobody knows anything, it's really sad. But my message to my young girls out there, be careful of your surroundings. That gut feeling that you feel is a reason why you feel like that. If you feel like someone don't mess with you, or as we say in the streets, don't fuck with you, they don't. Family included, right? If you feel like somebody's going to put you in a dangerous situation, follow that gut instinct. It may cost you your life. And those are my thoughts.